Hey, we professionals out here. I got a list, man, and we're doing a year of 2026 bingo card. I don't care if MMA, bedtime MMA coined it. We're doing it too. We're copying him, not his prompts. We're doing the same thing. He didn't coin, and he can't copyright bingos. Okay, my grandma's been playing that since the beginning of time. That old lady herself. All right, so we started off on the top left. B, I, and G-O. Okay, we're gonna start off with B. Paddy Pimblett gets KO'd. Now hear me out. Sorcerers don't get knocked out, right? But he's fighting Justin Gaethje next. Justin Gaethje doesn't got crazy power, but he knocked out Poirier. And if Ilia Topuria could get past Gaethje, guess who's next? The final boss, Ilia Topuria. Now you tell me if Ilia Topuria can knock him out. I think he could. I think he gets fed to Ilia Topuria. So I think if they fight this year, and I'm predicting that they do, Armin might get the jump or Armin might get Paddy. We don't know what's gonna happen with Ilia Topuria yet, but if they meet at the octagon, I think Pimlet is. I think this is the year Pimlet gets knocked out. I think this year, Pimlet is gonna be KO'd badly. All right, second prediction. This is gonna get people mad. We get a new heavyweight champ. At one point, I really thought Aspinall was gonna become like the Muhammad Ali. I think he was gonna rack up defenses and then move to boxing with all the hype gone or like the hype taken with him, leaving a heavyweight in shambles. But look. Waldo Cortez Acosta, Gane, and Alex Pereira are three bad matchups for him. Now, not bad matchups. I still give him like a 60 to 55% win odds predict for Aspinall, but those are three real hard hitters. Maybe not Waldo Cortez Acosta, but at Alex Pereira, now I see him having more of a chance now than I did before. Before I gave him like a 10% chance of beating Tom Aspinall. Now I'll give him like a good 30 to 40, 45. Look, he's not as fluent on the feet as Gane, but Gane isn't a phenom. And then Tom Aspinall kind of just got exposed of having a very shallow bag, very low tools that he has to go to, man. Gane exposed that. So, and who knows? Tom Aspinall might get stripped. All right. Not pause. He might get stripped of the belt. Jesus. All right. Next one. 5 retirements. And I'm talking about like real good retirements. I'm not talking about if Amos Sahabi retired because he's 37 years old or something like that. I'm talking about Oliveira, Holloway, Justin Gaethje. If he loses for the interim, he might just retire there. Usman, if he loses for the welterweight champ, if he gets it, fuck that guy, but he might retire there if he loses. We're going to see much. I think Alex Pereira also talked about having 8 fights on his contract after moving to light heavyweight. Because he got the new contract for being a champ and then lost that and signed a new contract with 8 fights. And since then, it was Jan Blachowicz, Jiri, Hill, Jiri, Roundtree, Ank. That's 7. Wait, 7 or 6. Shit, I already lost count. That's a good amount of fights that he has. And, Ank counted twice. Wow. So he barely has any fights left in his contract. He might have gotten a new contract when he became champ, beating Jiri, and in that case, he has a couple more. But besides that, Alex is fighting once or twice in heavyweight. Maybe he defends Alberg and then once and twice in heavyweight. He's 37, 38. He just got a new girl. He ain't trying to impress her. He's already a double champ, right? And then he's bouncing out. Maybe he fights Usyk on a boxing. We don't know, but I don't think Alex Pereira is going to be here for long. That's already 4 people I think are going to retire. Pantoja, if he can't get the belt back, why would he stay fighting? Maybe for money, not being a delivery driver anymore. There's a lot of people who might retire. Next one, I think, and this is crazy. Conor returns, which is my prediction, but I think if Justin Gaethje wins that belt, the interim belt, I think they do him versus Conor at the White House. I don't know why I think that. I do think that though, because they can't give Conor a belt, but they can't. So an interim belt will kind of like ease that in. It'll make it more like digestible, right? And we've seen all these goofy goober matchups. Usman getting the welterweight title, even though being 1-4 and turning 37, 39 this May, right? Stupid, right? So Conor getting an interim belt is not for a real belt, We might see it. I think we might see it. And we need someone. We can't put they're not gonna put Conor McGregor at the bottom or he's not gonna be the not main. He's gonna be the main, and you got to do that with a belt, aka a title belt, aka the interim belt for lightweight. Does Conor want to go back to lightweight? I don't know. But he definitely ain't fighting Makhachev. He definitely ain't fighting Michael Morales. He definitely ain't fighting Carlos Prata in welterweight. So 155 it is. Right. And he's not fighting Chandler. He's not fighting Chandler. All right. Another prediction is that I get 10K subs by I get 10K subs by the end of the year. Please like and subscribe. I'm a small channel. It helps a lot. I hope I could make videos every day. We'll talk about that later. And I hope I could reach 10K subscribers. Please. Thank you. Love it. Another prediction is, sorry, bedtime MMA, but I think JDM's losing streak continues this year. I think if he fights once, he loses. I think he fights twice, he loses. He's just there, killer's row. Carlos Prata, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Ian Gary, and I think that's it, right? I think even Sean Brady could really be a problem for JDM, especially after the Islam Makhachev fight. And Islam Makhachev and JDM are around the same height, right? And Sean Brady are around the same height. And we saw how fucking Makhachev bodied JDM. And then we talk about Carlos Prates. I think he has those traits that could put him away. I think it looks bad for JDM. Another one is MMA Guru gets canceled again. Look, MMA Guru, I like the guy, right? I'm a big fan. This man got told by Mighty Mouse and his team to hey man, can you calm it down a little bit? MMA Guru said, nah, fam. I'm going to double down. I'm going to have a Bryce Mitchell, fishing with Bryce Mitchell. And I'm going to fucking double down on me being crazy and saying crazy shit and go and see if I could get back to Britain. He said, nah, I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be crazy. Now, he doubled down on that. And that's like, shit, man. If whatever he says on the boat with Bryce Mitchell, if that doesn't get canceled, I can't see 365 days with how much he talks and how much he says. Which I think, if you didn't watch the video, go watch it after this. It's the MMA Guru problem. It's not much of a problem, but he streamed over 1,000 hours this year. And that was since like a couple weeks ago, before the year ended. That's a lot of talking. That's a lot of controversies that might come out of it. All right, another one is a Khabib camp member loses. That's either Umar Usman or Islam Makhachev themselves. I think one of them loses. Not Tagir. I don't really count Tagir. Here he lost. Islam Makhachev, I wouldn't be surprised if he loses this year. I really wanted to put that there's a new pound for pound winner or the new pound for pound fighter in the top 5 round. That's not Islam. But it's hard. It's Islam. You kind of can't bet against him. But Umar, you could kind of bet against him. I could see Peter Yan absolutely putting that mustard on him. And then Usman in PFL, if he comes to the UFC, I could see him getting papped out too. Especially if they give him a high contender. I could see Mario Batista doing real bad things to Usman. We've seen these Bellator and PFL fighters coming to the UFC, and it's just different, man. That's why I think if he comes to the UFC, he might lose, and that's why I think a Khabib team member is going to lose. Right. Next one is Fighting Nerds win belt, whether it's Gene Silva, Carlos Prates, Mauricio Ruffi, or Caio Borrajo. Now, the runner-ups are really just pretty simply Carlos Prates and Gene Silva. Gene Silva, I think, is ranked outside the top 10, around the top 10, but he's really just a fight or two away from getting that belt. Pretty easy. And Carlos Prates is one fight away from getting the belt. Super simple. In a fight he could get, I do think he beats JDM. That's, of course, might be controversial. A lot of people might not see that. But I feel like Carlos Prates has that power. I think Carlos Prates has a fight. I also think we'll get into it later, but I think he beats another person up in the top 5, Carlos Prates, and then it's home for the belt. I do think he loses that fight against Islam, but you can't count away that power and that length. Now, Gene Silva is the best choice here. He lost to Diego Lopez because he got emotional. He was winning that second round and doing very well for himself. Right? The first round, it was a 10-8. Pretty simple. Lumpy-ass head, Gene Silva. Went into the second round. He got emotional. He kept trying to touch gloves and stuff like that, which is what he does. But I think it is a cope mechanism. I think MMA Group pointed that out. And I think it is a little bit of a cope. Now, I think, but in a rematch, he won't have that cope. I think he'll be a little bit more prepared, a little bit more safe, And I think he could beat Diego Lopez in the rematch. And I think he could beat Volkanovski. The only problem is that I don't know if he beats Evloev. That's kind of hard, but let's see if Evloev even gets a title shot. He should have deserved one, but he ain't getting one. All right. Next one is White House card is shit. Now, every day we get closer to that White House card, I'm seeing it get more and more and more. I'm getting more optimistic, pessimistic. I think that's a negative one, right? No Alex Pereira, no Jones, no Islam Makhachev, no Hamza Chimaev. Hamza Chimaev is a legit CIA social threat. I forgot what it's called. Security threat. Same thing with Islam. Same thing with Ali. Like there's real security threats out there for the White House. So they're not fighting in it. They're not gonna put little guy to headline it. So what chance you got? Kayla Harrison? Well, there's still a big what if she even beats Amanda Nunes. That's a goal, and she might lose to Amanda. And then what? We have Amanda fighting for the belt, or does she retire, or does what's going? What? Who's there? Tom Aspinall's British. He's not gonna be there. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure he would accept it, but I don't think he's gonna fight. I don't think we're gonna put a Brit there. No Jones, maybe Connor. Again, if I said for the interim belt against Gaethje, but that's like so much what ifs. That is so much what ifs. Can he pass USADA? Can Paddy Pimblett even? Is Paddy Pimblett gonna lose to Gaethje? Can Gaethje even beat Paddy Pimblett? There's so much what ifs that are playing for Connor to even be there as the main event, as the fighting for the belt, even if it's an interim belt. And then what? Ilia Topuria, Mr. Divorcee, going through I don't think Ilia Topuria is coming back this year. Maybe not. And if he is, he's coming after the White House. He might fight White House, but that's again another non-American fighter fighting for the belt. It's a little hard. Volkanovski might not be in the White House. I don't think they want to put little people in the White House in front of the stage. I think the White House is just going to get worse and worse. And then now here politicians talking about how, I know somebody I could put on the White House. He's like a friend of mine or whatever. Like, really? That's you want to make this? You're just trying to ruin it. Promotion, politics is going to ruin this. If they just said, hey, UFC won a banger card, I think it would have been great. But I think it being a political thing, I think it's going to ruin it. All right, next prediction is another controversial one. Shavkat Rakhmonov loses this year. I think he's not going to get through this year keeping that O. I think, again, Carlos Prates, Shavkat Rakhmonov does not have good head movement and does not have good footwork. We saw that against Ian Gary. Ian Gary was very elusive. So when you put Shavkat Rakhmonov with no head movement, no bobbing, he just very plank up. We saw that with the Jeff Neal fight. And you give him a guy in Carlos Prates who could hit hard and hit straight. That's very dangerous, right? I don't think he beats. He might have a good chance against Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is not a power puncher. He is very skilled and well-rounded, but so is Shavkat Rakhmonov. That's why I think you kind of need a specialist like Carlos Prates to put him away. He is kind of a bobblehead marauder who might be able to take the punches, but shit, man, Carlos Prates just has that different power. And I think JDM could beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. I know JDM is in a losing streak according to me, but if he gets paired up with Shavkat Rakhmonov, I'm probably gonna pick JDM. That body, that head, I'm talking feet movement. The footwork from JDM is so much superior than what Shavkat Rakhmonov is there to have. What the wells in there is just so much different. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov gets peppered by JDM. So I think Shavkat Rakhmonov is not making out this year. I think he's going to get absolutely humiliated. I don't want to call it humiliated, but I don't think he's winning. Next one is at least 4 new champs, which is a little high. 4 champs, that's a lot. But think about it. I think there's going to be a new heavyweight champ. So that's one. That's a very what if thing, right? If Tom Aspinall does not make it. But for all we know, he might get stripped or there might be an interim because of eye surgery. 2, Alex Pereira is definitely leaving middleweight. And if he doesn't leave middleweight, next fight or the next fight, he either loses or wins or it goes. And he's kind of active. He's going to fight 2 times this year, right? And then we have Alexander Volkanovski. Diego Lopez is still a scary matchup. Evloev is a scary matchup. Laurel Murphy's a scary matchup. Even Gene Silva is a scary matchup. He has nothing but a tough road in front of him. And that's even if he wins, or if he doesn't retire, or he goes up to fight Ilia Topuria again at 155, or Arman if Ilia Topuria vacates, which is a lot of, again, what ifs, a lot of just random fan theory, I guess. But there's a lot of reasons for Alexander Volkanovski to retire and very little reasons for him to stay, I think, at this point, especially if he loses. Right? Next person who might become a new champ is Van. Van might not make it through the year. I love Van. I'm very sad to say this, but he has a power puncher, Manel Cap, and a phenom in the feet. I mean, on the canvas with Tatsuro Taira. And even Hiraguchi has experience, so much experience above this guy who kind of just started fighting not that long ago. He's still young. He's still so young. and experience. And I think he might get him. And if not, Pantoja might be able to get that belt back, right? I think that's 4 clear or 3, and then heavyweight clear fight. Weights that are gonna be able to lose their belt or get back. The next one is, I'm sorry. I think at least one. This is the next one. One champ gets KO'd badly. I'm talking about slimed out. I'm talking about butt in the air, palm stretched out. Who it's gonna be? No idea. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. Fuck. Oh, I just said his name. I hope it's not my boy Joshua Van. I hope he doesn't get slimed out by Manel Cap. I'll be so scary. That would be. I feel so bad for him. We seen him get knocked out once. We don't need to see it again. I think another person, Volkanovski, could get absolutely slimed out by Diego Lopez. It's there. The chin is up. He walks back. Like, it's there. It could happen. It almost happened in round 2 in their first fight. That's why the second fight is still a little scary and competitive, right? It could happen to one of both of them, and or not. If Alex Pereira, and this always I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the champs getting KO'd, not the contender, right? Not the challenger. Alex Pereira could get knocked out by Alberg. I don't want to say, and I don't want to hear. I definitely don't want to see it. But Alberg has power, and he's a good counterpuncher. Alex Pereira does not overextend himself, so it's not that likely. And he's an amazing fighter, but he's also getting old, right? And he's also training in heavyweight, so he might be a little slower, and his age might just give him enough opportunity for this young sprung power puncher Alberg to get that KO. And I don't want to see it, but it can't happen. Alex has been knocked out before. We could see it again. I don't want to see it, but I do think one current champ gets brutally knocked out. Next one is I post daily this year. Again, like and subscribe. I'm adding little things for myself too. I try to post daily, at least minimum 5 times a week. That's about it. I don't know. Next one is a physical altercation during fight week. I think we have Armin. I think we have Ilya. I think we have Paddy Pimblett. Those people are the most likely. Oh, and Hamza, who's fucking ready to throw down every minute against Ian Gary and shit. And then we have Michael Morales talking weird shit to Islam Makhachev. And you might say Islam Makhachev's not like an aggressive guy. He's, brother, peace, brother, Dagestani bear, brother. But that motherfucker got real pissed at Poirier when Poirier said motherfucker during the face-off. And Islam Makhachev took that the wrong way. I think he took it as a literal thing, as you fuck your mother, you inbred. But it's just a phrase. But you see the face on Islam Makhachev there. He got real mad. Right? So you take, I don't know what I'm choking on. So you take that man who might get triggered real quick. He's calm, he's peace, but brother, love. What the fuck you say to me? He goes YN real quick. And Michael Morales might be the guy to take that out of him. Take that out, man. Get out the closet with that anger for Islam Makhachev, right? And then again, Ilya, Pimblett, Armin. These guys are ready to throw down. We see how much of a hothead Armin is. Armin is so ready to just punch a fan on stage because the fan said something. Not that he didn't deserve it, but Ilya's gonna say something mean. Armin is gonna respond. Pimblett might throw another hand sanitizer. These are things that are gonna happen. I think there's gonna be a physical altercation backstage during fight week from like the main fighters. Now I'm not talking about like fucking if one of the Diaz's brothers is back there again, right? All right, going into the next one. I think there is going to be one real bad fight injury during the fight. Main event fight. Not like an early prelim, maybe early prelim. I don't know if it's a snapping a leg or another dislocation of the shoulder, but I mean, shit, man, I don't know why. I just think it could happen, and I'm saying it might happen. I just feel like this year's starting off really unlucky. The Anthony Joshua stuff, the poking of the eye from Tom Aspinall didn't happen this year, but it's like we're still seeing the effects of Pantoja. I wouldn't be surprised, and I also feel like it's about time. Like, when a volcano's about to blow up, and you're like, oh yeah, it's about to blow up in 50 years, and now 50 years passed. Oh, it's about time. I think we're expecting a bad injury during fight. All right. Next. Sorry, car outside. I thought you even hear that. I'm just going crazy. Next prediction in my bingo card is a better promotion style from the UFC. I think a lot of the weird goofy goober matchups come from the Paramount being like, hey, we want this. We want this better. Do this for us. We demand this. We gave you $7.7 billion. Help a brother out. And I think they're gonna ask for, hey, give us more face to face. Give us better edited promotion. Give us better like live music at least or something. I think Paramount's being demanding as like I think they're already being demanding. I think they're going to demand more from the UFC because they paid pretty pennies for the UFC. ESPN never cared about the UFC, and that's a fact. That is a fact. Right. The next one in my bingo list is top five Joaquin Buckley. If Joaquin Buckley beats or fights Ian Leon Edwards, I think he wins. I think Joaquin Buckley wins, and he might be one of the people who gets put in the White House. I hope so because I'm a big fan of Joaquin Buckley. I want him in the top five. I think he had his chance with Usman, and I was so surprised Usman was able to like put the wrestling on him. Right. Next one, big stadium event. This one is the least likely one to happen. I would say which one's more or least possible between this one and the physical. I mean the bad injury. I would say big stadium is less likely. I know we shouldn't hear what Dana White has to say, but I just don't know if they'll be able to fill up a 50,000 person stadium. Maybe the Saitama Arena in Japan or whatever Japan has as a big stadium. I forgot what they're called. I think they'll be able to fill it out. I think Japan has a big fighting culture over there that's new from Ryzen, from Pride. I think people would love to go there. I think if they get the good people, the right people, I think it will get packed. But if you put it in like maybe Vegas, it wouldn't. I just don't think they want to. I think they had opportunities to go like to Africa or make it in Spain or the fucking the O2 Arena in I don't know where. Like there's been times and opportunity. Maybe the promotion Paramount Plus tells them, hey, do it, and they'll do it. But so far, this one is very little likely. But I really hope so. I really hope so. I'm putting it in my predictions card. Next one. I think a new drop comes down with a Jon Jones crime. I think we get news of Jon Jones doing something crazy. Now I'm not saying there's a good thing, but his brother passed, and I think that has a lot of physical, mental. Jon Jones already abuses drugs and stuff like that, and abuses his wife. So when something really bad happens, do you think he's gonna go to Jesus, or do you think he's gonna go to those drugs and that physical? Need of the abuse or whatever, right? I think we're likely gonna see a Jon Jones charge this year. I think, given it 365 days, I think it's pretty likely. All right, next one on my list is random cuts. Now I don't mean physical, like people get cut in the ring. I'm talking about more cuts from the UFC roster. I mean, who we lost? We lost Bidet, I think was his name, and then we lost not Redina. I think it was him, right? For no reason, they didn't get re-signed or they got cut. Maybe because not USADA. We don't have USADA anymore. But maybe because like they found him was signed, or maybe they just thought they don't care for him. Or maybe, but it's looking more and more that the UFC is winning the cut. I also think Hunter said that they're gonna cut more inactive fighters, or at least threaten them with being cut. So that's that. I think that's gonna happen this year. I think we're gonna see a lot of people get cut. A lot of news like that. Next one. And this one is a little saucy. I think Alex Pereira and Tracy Cortez are not gonna make it through the year. I think they're gonna break up. I think fucking Reddit's gonna fucking cheer or cry about it, dropping their knees on the Walmart and tear up about it. I don't know. This one's more just me trying to fill up a block right there, because it's a lot of predictions, right? Yeah, I think 25 predictions and a free one. Sorry, there was like a little fly or something there. Maybe like some lint coming from the roof. I don't think they're gonna make it. They can make it. It's a weird couple. It's just a weird couple. They don't even speak the same languages, really. I mean, she speaks a little Spanish, I think, and he speaks Portuguese, and she speaks good English. I think she's more Americanized, but Pereira doesn't. And I mean, grunts and chamas are only gonna take you so far, right? So it is what it is. On to the next one, and this one is that Lucas Tracy retires again. Will Lucas Tracy make it through 2024? How much more GOAT list updates does he have? And how much more animal versus human tier list can he make? Will he retire this year? I think he might. I don't think he's fully unretired yet. He might. He's posting again. But will he get burned out again? I mean, he got this Marty Lewis book and the Marty Lewis documentary in front of him. He might have to retire. Let's see what happens. And the next one, there might be a block or two missing. I think there's a free one and another one that's empty. That one's for you guys. It's not me just running out of ideas. It's me asking you guys. What are your predictions for this year? The ones I find either funny or the ones with the most likes, I'll pin it and then I'll add it to this, and then we'll check again at the end of the year. That's even if this gets any comments, because I get no views. Please like and subscribe, and enjoy your day. Have fun. And that's it.